These people will be filthy rich forever. In this video, we're going to talk about the biggest money-making opportunity for the next 50 years. Yes, I'm very serious about this. Why most people will miss this opportunity. Guys, I just want you to read this board one more time, okay? There's a certain group of people that are going to be filthy rich. They're going to make one decision. They're going to make one trade. Not 50 trades, not 100 trades. They're going to make one trade, and they're going to be filthy rich. Watch this video if you want to find out what that is. Welcome to the Kale Show, guys. I have made a bunch of videos about this lately, but they've all been pretty long, and I don't know if any of you guys are paying attention. So I thought I would make one video to summarize where we are at in this market and the biggest trade of my life that I am going to be taking in order to increase my wealth from here to here and to be filthy rich forever. So if you would like to come along on that ride, I need you to do, there's one price to learn this information, okay? There's an admission fee. And the fee is, you have to smash the like button, please. That would be really, really easy. It just takes one little, just smooch it, right? Just do it for me. And share this with one person who could benefit from this, okay? If you have some friends that you would like to also be filthy rich with you, so you can go to the Hamptons and ride around on your yacht in Miami, then please share this with those people because this is going to really help them, okay? I'm going to make this short. I promise you I'm not going to take very much of your time right now. Let's go. As you guys know, in this video right here, I told you that the top 5 reasons to sell everything right now, all your crypto, here were all of the reasons why you should be selling instead of buying right now. And since I made that video, I've been, eating shit, honestly, because I made the video right here around $38,000, and we've actually gone up a little bit here. But here is why I am not concerned with this. I'm actually losing money on my short position, as you can see here. Can you guys see this? Let me see if you can see. Let me just move my face, just so you can see that I'm being honest with you guys. I'm down $9,000 on my short position that I entered after making that video. So whenever I make a video, guys, whether I'm right or wrong, the one thing that you always know is that I'm putting my own money behind my decisions. I started this YouTube channel as a diary of my trades and of my life, just to kind of try to help people, because honestly, I thought that people didn't know what the hell they were doing, so I just wanted to put out what I was doing and see if people responded. Obviously, it's grown really well. Thank you for that. But yeah, I put my real money behind this, and in this case, I was wrong. But here's why, guys, I'm not worried about this whatsoever. Like, this little move here is not going to affect me whatsoever. I still think I'm going to make money on this trade, by the way. But this trade is a very small percentage of my money, by the way. So what I'm more worried about is the big money, right? I'm more worried about becoming filthy rich forever, right? And there are many of you guys that want to, that work other jobs, or you have other stuff going on and you don't have time to trade this market every single day. But if you just want one move that you can make that will define the rest of your life, I promise you it's this, okay? So let me just explain. First and foremost, there's this guy. He's been talking a lot. His name is Diallo. Why can't you guys see this? Why is it cut off? It's so weird. Diallo, his net worth is $22 billion. 22 billion. Oh, there. I gotta move it this way. Whoa, it's like so big over here. You guys know I don't edit. I'm literally moving my window live on the screen. Okay, sorry. $22 billion for Diallo. He's one of the smartest, richest guys in the world, right? He runs Bridgewater Capital. Now, he made this video called Principles for Dealing with the Changing World Order. It's also a book, but this is just a 42-minute video. If you guys don't have time to watch a 42-minute video that will probably determine the outcome of your life and your children's lives, I don't know what to do. Maybe just go and work at, you're not going to be successful in life. Because if you can't spend 42 minutes, this is the most important video I think I've watched this entire year. It's absolutely incredible. It has incredible graphics. But this is one of the graphics from the video. And what he shows is the cycle of societies, the big cycle. We're talking like over the course of hundreds of years, what happens to society as we go through these different ups and downs. And basically what he's saying is that the United States of America, if I could summarize the video, is in this segment of the cycle. We are in the financial bust and economic downturn part of this cycle, okay? And what that means is that we are on the cusp of the biggest opportunity of all time, because when we go through this economic financial bust, and many of you guys will have this feeling that something isn't right? Housing. You can't get a house to save your life. There's 50 full price offers and they're waiving the inspection. You can't buy a car. You can't go to the gas pump. You can't do any of this stuff. It just seems like a bubble, right? It just logically you're like, oh my gosh, something's about to break, right? And so there's going to be a bust, a downturn, but look what happens next on the cycle. Printing money and credit. In order to fix this, they are going to bail us out. And so we'll get to that in a second, guys. But basically what I'm saying is that we are going to have something break. the prices will come down, and then they will try to bail us out, and we will have the opportunity of a lifetime. Let me just lock this argument in for you that don't believe me, that we are going to have a downturn here. Because while the music is playing, while everyone's dancing, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to end, right? It seems like the markets will go up forever. Bitcoin to the moon, right? But here is why I don't believe that at all, okay? Number one, it's probably worse than Wuhan. Experts warn that China's COVID-19 lockdowns will once again cripple global supply chains. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they're locking down entire cities, 30 million plus people. There are ships that can't get into China. And when that happens, it's not an immediate effect back home, guys. I've been dealing with China supply chains for over 8 years now, okay? So when something breaks in China, it takes months for us to see, look at this. Look at these ports. Do you see that? Do you see how many container ships? This is everything that you purchase, everything that you're wearing, everything that is in your house, in your car. Look at this. Look at that. Can you see? It's too small. Can you see the size of that freaking warehouse, of that shipyard? When that stuff gets backed up, guys, and it's getting backed up in China, we are going to experience the effects of this later down the road, whether it's 3 months, whether it's 6 months. We're going to experience that in the US, and I know this because I've done this for my living. I know these supply chains like the back of my hand, guys. And so this is going to have consequences. The second thing that's going to have consequences is this war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine is creating a global food crisis. A huge percentage of the world's wheat comes out of Ukraine and Russia. Something is talking. And when this breaks, when the world's food supply takes a huge hit like this, it is going to affect things that you would never even consider. It's going to affect people's lives. People are going to starve. That's the worst thing. That's horrible, right? But it's also going to have ripple effects into our economy, okay? You cannot simply cancel a country like Russia and basically decimate a country like Ukraine without there being effects at home right here. Okay, and this has been exemplified in this podcast. You notice how I'm bringing in big dogs here, okay? I brought in the big dog, Ray Dalio, $22 billion net worth. If you go listen to the All In podcast, the people that are on this are Chamath Papatia, Jason, whatever his name is, David Sachs, and David Friedberg. These guys are all billionaires with a B. Okay, so when you have billionaire, multiple billionaires calling for a recession, you have to pay attention because these guys are the big money. They are managing hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of other people's money. In Ray Dalio's case, he's managing trillions of dollars of other people's money. And they have a responsibility to know where these markets are going. This is what they think about all day, every day. So which one are you going to bet with? Are you going to bet with the guy on Twitter who's like, we're going to the moon, Bitcoin to 100K? Or are you going to put your bets in with someone like Ray or someone like Chamath and Jason? These guys are predicting a recession in the next 3, 6, 12 months. It's impossible to predict exactly when, but it is coming, guys. It is coming, and that is where the opportunity is for this trade that's going to change our lives, okay? Gas prices likely to surge again, an expert says. You guys have seen this stuff starting to happen, but this is like the calm before the storm. We are starting to see the effects of this Russia, Ukraine, all this entire crisis hit us at home where it hurts, at the gas pump, right? And even the news outlets are starting to pick it up, even though there's pretty much idiots across the board. Risk of global recession by the end of the year rises on high inflation. As inflation goes up and as the Federal Reserve tightens the clamps on this economy, we are headed towards something bad. And there's this thing that predicts this. It's called the yield curve. I don't want to get too into depth with this, guys, because it is pretty gnarly. But if you want to go look into this, the yield curve, whenever it inverts, okay, you need to go, I'm not going to take time in this video to explain what that means. But when the yield curve inverts, it has predicted a recession 100% of the time. 100%. Not like 50%. Here's all the examples. Whenever we have an inverted yield curve, can you see this right here? Okay, this is, by the way, this just happened a few weeks ago. The yield curve inverted. Whenever this has happened in the past, all of these times, there has been a recession and it has lagged by a few months, 17 months, 10 months, 19 months, 13 months, 24 months. So I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. It might not happen in 6 months. However, things do seem to be accelerating here, right? It seems like people are, seems like things are happening quicker than you would expect with everything in life just because we're so connected these days and because of the internet. And so these were pre-internet recessions. I think with the internet and with this information being out there, I think that information travels faster. So I expect a recession. It's hard. I can't make a timeline, guys, but I do expect a recession before the next Bitcoin halving, which is in 2024. Okay, the Bitcoin halving is what you guys know that starts this upward momentum, right? The reason that we went on this chart, if we go back here, I digress a little bit, but the reason that we had this massive run up, right, all the way from down here in the COVID highs, like this is the yearly chart of Bitcoin, right? From down here, when COVID happened, the reason we had this run up was because of the halving. In 2020, we had a halving, which means that the Bitcoin supply was cut in half. And that is the essential catalyst that brought us up this high. And that next one doesn't happen until 2024. And so I believe that we will have a global recession before 2024, which means that there is going to be an opportunity. Because I just want to focus on this chart right here, guys. If you want to be filthy rich, think about who is filthy rich right now. Like, you know, some of your friends, a lot of my friends look at me and they're like, Kale, you have some money. Like, you're doing pretty well. And the reason, they see the cars in the garage or they see the house or whatever, right? And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because when everyone was panicking, this is COVID. Do you guys see this? You can barely see it because it's so small. But this right here is the COVID dip in March of 2020. 50% dip in Bitcoin looks like nothing, because what I did is I bought a crap ton of Bitcoin down here and we rode it all the way. We rode it. I mean, I didn't sell it perfectly. I messed it up. I got over leveraged. It's a very long story, guys. But in general, even though I messed up, even though I wasn't perfect at trading this, you can see that it's obvious how you can create generational wealth by riding up a move like this. I mean, look at the percentage change. Like, what is the move on here? So if you would have bought at the bottom of COVID and rode it all the way to the top, that's 1,500%, right? If you would have put in $100,000, you would have how much? 1.5 million? Is that right? Or more? It might be 11 million. I don't know. I can't do math live on this, is too much pressure. But you guys see, right? You understand that, like, this is multiple X's that you're getting by buying at an opportune time. And so yes, can we trade this move? These little short-term moves from like here to here to here to here to here to here to here. Absolutely yes. I'm doing that every single day. All my trades are posted live in the Discord. There's an NFT project called 2+2 Genesis, which we founded, which is absolutely amazing. Go buy one of these on OpenSea. You get access to this channel and a million other channels, which are absolutely incredible. And you can see all the trades that I'm doing to make money in the short term. But in the long term, guys, for the big money, for the life-changing, massive trade, the one that I want you all to become filthy rich on, what I am looking for is very simple, okay? I'm looking for a repeat of 2020. They say history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Well, here you go, okay? What if we get something like this? I'm gonna zoom way out. We're gonna look at this on like a yearly frame, okay, guys? This is what I wanna see from Bitcoin. I wanna see a move like this. I wanna see another opportunity like this, where COVID happened and then we went parabolic, right? So, when this recession hits, whether it's in 6 months, whether it's in 12 months, I think it's almost a certainty at this point. There is too much stuff that is messed up. There's been too much money printing. There needs to be a reckoning in the global markets. There needs to be a reckoning, okay? And that will happen. And so when that happens, I expect Bitcoin to finally come down to these levels that no one thought it could ever get to. I expect Bitcoin to come down to levels around, I don't know, below 30,000 maybe. Maybe 30,000 would be the first target. I would say anywhere around $30,000 or somewhere in the $25,000 range. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds like Bitcoin could never go to $25,000. But I bet you money back here when Bitcoin was trading at, what was this, 2017? When Bitcoin was at $19,000 in 2017, people never thought it would get down to $3,000 here at COVID either, right? And so when these recessions hit, it gets gnarly, it gets nasty, and everyone panics, and that is when the biggest opportunity lies. So let's say we came down here, and this is actually a pretty good timeline here. Look, this is like a 12-month timeline here. If we came down and at the beginning of 2023, Bitcoin was trading for 25K. Imagine that. Imagine what would happen, okay? That means that Ethereum, if we look at the Ethereum chart, I gotta get rid of some of these lines, excuse me. Ethereum would come down even more. Ethereum might come down to like, oh man, sub 2K, at least, maybe lower. Like it would come all the way down to, where's 23? Oh man, this is weird. This is not the same scale. Anyway, if this is the 23 right here, it comes down to like $1,800. Imagine that. Imagine $1,800 Ethereum, right? And even better prices on like Solana or Luna or Near. Projects that are like absolute amazing altcoins, right? Even like Altura and D-Race. There's so many different levels to this game. And when this happens, we are going to have a generational buying opportunity. And so what I am doing and my plan is to be patient. It is to trade day to day. Yes, I'm going to make trades like this. Hopefully I will do better than this trade in the future. Obviously I've been doing really, really well the past 3 months. You can go check if you don't believe me in the live trades in the channel. Been doing really, really well. So I plan on making money month to month. I plan on earning interest. If you go to blockfi.com/Kale, the reason that they're the only show sponsor is because I believe with all of my heart that if you're not going to be trading in this market right now, you need to be earning interest on your coins. Because if you're not earning interest, inflation is literally stealing money from you, right? If you're just earning 0% in your bank account and inflation is 8%, that means you're losing 8% every single year. So you at least need to counteract that with something like blockfi.com/Kale if you're not in the US, okay? And I'm not trying to just throw out sponsors. It just kind of fits in with what I'm saying here, okay? So there are two, in the meantime, I'm going to trade small amounts. In the short term, I'm going to earn interest on my coins, and then I'm going to wait for this juicy moment. And I know everyone's going to say, Kale, it's never going to get there. Kale, it's never going to do it. Never say never. You know what I'm saying? Like, never is a very strong word. I think the chances of us going parabolic here, going back to 50K plus, I mean, what's the alternative here? The alternative is that I miss out on this move to like 50K. I don't really care. I think there's a 0% chance that we go up to all-time highs right now. Unless like something crazy happens and like Apple buys Bitcoin, I think that's the only way we could get back up to these all-time highs again right now. There's just no chance of this happening. There's probably no chance of getting to 50K either, to be honest. So all of this movement, so I might miss out on this move. Maybe we do a dead cat bounce up here to like $45,000, $46,000. Maybe. I mean, that's like my only upside. And the downside is a almost guaranteed recession coming down to like 30K, 25K, and being able to buy Ethereum and Near and Solana and Altura and D-Race at prices that are so obscenely low that it will literally change your life. Because let me show you before I leave, guys. I know you're excited. Smash the like button. If this is giving you value, please smash the like button, because I want to make some of you guys insanely rich. If you just remember what I'm saying in 6 to 12 months, you're going to be so rich. So smash the like button if you enjoy that. God, or share this with someone. Holy shit. Anyway, let's say we're down here. Let's say we buy at 25K. Let's get rid of this. Let's say we buy down here at 25K Bitcoin, okay? Early January 23. But instead of buying Bitcoin, we buy like a shit ton of Ethereum, a shit ton of Solana, a shit ton of Luna, all of these altcoins that you believe in for the very long term. That's what I would be buying. Altura, D-Race for me, those would be the ones. Because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put those things in cold storage and I'm never going to touch them again. I'm never going to touch them again because I believe with all of my heart that Bitcoin is headed back. And I know this is the moon boy time. Kale, you're such a moon boy. This is a long-term trade for all you guys, okay? Look at this. The reason I'm scrolling here is because I want to show you what this is going to look like. Can you even see COVID on here? Look, this is the COVID dip. Can you see it? Back here. Can you see it? It's pretty small, right? Over the long term, this is what all of this nonsense, all of this stress that we've been dealing with, Elon and up and down and 69K and down to 20K and I'm so stressed. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Bitcoin is going to go up to a freaking $1 million at some point. I don't know when. It might take years. It might be 2030. It might be way out here. But this is what it will look like. It will look like this. And I believe this with all of my heart because I love Bitcoin. I believe it. And so you cannot tell me that if you buy Bitcoin way the frick down here, you are going to get, and you get up here, you're not going to be filthy rich forever. And the reason that I'm encouraging people to wait, the reason that I'm encouraging people to wait for this last dip is not because I know the maximalists get you all riled up. And this is my last point, and I promise I'll get out of here, okay? It says, why most people will miss it. This is why most people will miss it. You need to understand one thing about the internet, okay? People make money by getting you excited, okay? They make their shows, their podcasts, their Twitters, their anything that's on the internet. It's so competitive to get engagement that the only way to get it is to grab you and to say, hey, watch this thing. You should get really pumped up about this. You should get really excited. You should go and tell your friends about this. You see how much energy I have in this video? I'm doing it too. Because the only way to get people to watch something is to grab your audience, right? And so, now that you know that, now that I've broken down that barrier into the real world, that you should have known this already, but now that you know, okay? Just know that all the maximalists are going to be telling you, what does it matter? If Bitcoin's going to $100,000 and you buy at $40,000, what does it matter if it's going to $1 million anyway? I mean, you could either buy here or you could either buy here. I don't even care. Like, I'm a maximalist. I'm a man. And they'll try to rally up your feelings, and they'll try to tell you why Bitcoin is El Salvador and Michael Saylor, and I'm such a man, and I'm going to support this cause, and it's a religion, and But here's what they're not telling you, okay? You can buy twice as much Bitcoin. You can buy twice as much Ethereum if you just wait for 6 to 12 months. You can literally buy 2x as much. And so, when you multiply that by what I think is coming, when I show you this chart, I think what is coming over the long term is 100x, a 10x, a million x. I mean, it's literally going to infinity. Bitcoin and all of this cryptocurrency is going where it's going, okay? And everyone knows that. And so when you take a 2x, when you take double the amount of something and you multiply it by infinity, you make a lot more money. Like, go ahead and do the math on your phone, okay? Like 10 Bitcoin times a million, 20 Bitcoin times a million, right? Like, which one would you rather have? Okay, so that's enough ranting for one day. Seriously, if you're watching this video and you learned something, and this is hopefully gonna make you a millionaire or a billionaire someday, share this with someone. Smash the like button. Now that I've informed you that you need to grab your audience to be successful, am I grabbing you? Are you not entertained? I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Smash the like button. Damn. Bye.